So, how to learn 75% of Spanish words in 1 month? Well, I'll take you on this journey as I'm learning Spanish and sourcing from the best tools like Tim Ferriss, the Fluent Forever book, and Fluent 3 Months blog by Benny. Now, I'm not some genius, right? So I need very simple, foolproof systems in order to achieve goals and stick to habits. Now, before explaining the steps, I think the why is very important. So why am I doing this? Why am I learning Spanish? So why do you or I or anybody needs to learn Spanish in the first place? Well, have you been on vacation and felt like an outsider because when you're at a restaurant or a diner or a bar, you can only order in English? And you can't have an authentic conversation or experience with locals when you're out and about on a Friday night. Maybe you're in Rio de Janeiro or Medellin or Mexico City or wherever you're at. Now let's break that cycle and learn some cool things together. So this month, I'm mainly focusing on the most common 800 words in Spanish. Now why 800? Now for reference, the top 100 words in English language account for 50% of the written language. Now the top 300 words account for 65% of the written language. And in our daily interactions, 75% of the language is accounted by 800 to 1,000 words. Which is great because that's a number that everyone, yes even you, can work with and learn in 1 month. Now if you're interested to know more about these numbers, I'll link in the description a blog by Tim Ferriss and also a BBC article that covers these numbers. Now let's get into the memorization techniques. In this particular case, I'm using Anki cards, and it's free on desktop and Android, and I think on iPhone it's about $10 to $15, but I think it's well worth it. And now I'll show you a demo of how the cards look and how to set it up. So here's an example of a Spanish word and sentence I created to try to memorize the word light in Spanish. So the sentence is cuando hay mucha, and then the blank, light es difícil dormir. You see I had an image here, and then the word, the blank is light. This is a very easy, light in Spanish is luz. So, cuando hay mucha luz, es difícil dormir. And then let's see if I got it right. Cuando hay mucha luz, es difícil dormir. And then you see at the bottom, I have the English translation, and also I added the audio so that I can use my audio kind of senses to help memorize this as well. And also I know how to pronounce it. So this is an easy card, but it's an example of just how easy it is to try to remember a word in a context that is relevant to me. And now I'll show you how to create these cards in an Anki desktop application. So how do we add the card, right? So here's an example of how I keep track of the English and Spanish words and translations. So column D and E, you have the English and Spanish words, light, and Spanish is luz. And then you column A and B, we have the Spanish and the English sentence that provides context to learn that word, right? So how do we add that card? So basically, I just opened the Anki desktop app, right? And then here, we're learning Spanish deck. And then here, what I do is just add card. Now, the type of card is cloze, C-L-O-Z-E. It's a very common type of Anki card, so it should be available as an option. And again, the deck is learning Spanish. So let's copy over the sentences. So the text will be the Spanish sentence. At the back extra will be the English one. I'm also going to add the, it's called the record audio. So let's do that here. Cuando hay mucha luz, es difícil dormir. Cuando hay mucha luz, es difícil dormir. So this helps me understand how to pronounce the word, and also just an extra way of remembering the context and the sentence. Now, the cool thing with the cloze kinds of, I guess, whatever they call cards, is that you can add blanks. So luz is now a blank, so that's the word I have to guess. And I'll also just want to give a tip to myself, like I want to use the word light here. Another cool thing about cloze cards is actually you can add multiple blanks. So es difícil dormir is actually difficult to sleep. Difficult and sleep is actually two common words that I probably want to remember. So I'll write these as blanks as well. It's difficult to sleep. And the last step is I want to add an image here at the bottom to kind of represent this context so it's easier to remember. So it's like lots of light, difficult to sleep, right? So I mean I've looked up this image before, so kind of know what I'm looking for. But here is an example of
how I would feel if there's a lot of light in the morning and I can't fall asleep anymore, right? This is exactly kind of my daily emotion. And yeah, basically I added the image. We have the full translations at the back extra with the audio version. And also we added the 2 blanks. So this is how I add an Anki card, and then I just basically click add here. I don't usually add any tags, but you could add tags for whatever reason. Like if you wanna, I don't know, if you want to add different kinds of cards in the same deck, you could do that. But yeah, let's click add, and then we're done. And then I'm on to the next card. So here it would be, you know, have a ton of them. So that's basically how I add the cards. So hopefully this is helpful to you.
So there you have it. That's a basic example of how to create an Anki card. Now, learning your language is still not easy, but with structure like this, I've seen a lot of improvement on a daily basis, so check it out. Hey guys, so it's September 2nd on a Thursday, and no bueno, estoy muy lento. I'm very slow. I only have about 71 Anki cards, so that means I memorized about 71 words so far, but I think it's very slow and I could be doing a lot better. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding the words, the sentences and translations into Google Sheets. Then my Spanish teacher or tutor will review them to make sure that I put in the correct translations, and then I will add them to Anki cards. So the goal is to add a few hundred of them so that by this weekend I can go through them and then maybe get to at least 300 to 400 words by Monday that I added into Anki, and I'm going through them and reviewing them. So let's get to it. Dame un plato, por favor. Dame un plato. Yo I have no idea. Now it's Monday, September 6th, and I have about 300 Anki cards in, so I'm making decent progress. So another 2 weeks I should be done with my goal of about 800 to 900 cards. Now memorizing words is step 2 and 4 of learning a language, so I covered the other steps in a different video. I will link it somewhere here on this video, so if you're interested, please check it out. And thank you for listening. I hope you have a good day. See ya.